week ago, mate, about the frustrations of everything that's happened, but with the amount of pressure the boys put on tonight, you must be pretty pleased tonight.
Yeah, I told them, I'm obviously extremely proud of them, and I've said it before. Our guys just show up. There's just no bitching and moaning about what's going on. They just show up and do their jobs, and they're all about each other. And that recipe usually helps you down the road when you have tough times that we were going through, trying to find our way in some areas. And this one game didn't solve everything, but it at least gives you a glimpse of what we thought the roster might look like moving into the season. So we'll just take it and build off of the last few games. Actually, we've had really good moments. We just had a bunch of lapses, and today was hard. It was hard to play with a 20-point lead coming out of that second half. It's always hard to do that. And a team that was sitting here waiting for us, and just a good way to finish the break for us.
You obviously knew they would potentially try and push again to come, but as you say, 20 points up to half time, it's tough to play, but you just held them strong. Was that something you spoke about at half-time and three-quarter time as well? Yeah,
I think for us is just can we hit the repeat button and do the simple things over and over again to build confidence and belief of what we're doing. And, we have our moments, obviously, and we have a lot of things still to fix, but we have to believe that if we're doing some things that we've been preaching for the last few weeks and they're starting to come to fruition and they're starting to have some success, that just builds the belief and the trust moving forward. And yeah, it was nice. I mean, this is the first time I think in I don't know how long that we actually had our entire roster actually in the building. Also, to have Drimmick finally back in the building, an energy giver that we've been missing also, and to have him back in the building and just everyone actually in that locker room for the first time in a long time was really, really nice.
Was it tough to say no to Will to play tonight? I mean, you game out from the field break and they just wanted you back.
Yeah, I mean, we were monitoring him, and when I left, he was already getting a few reps with us before we left on that trip, and it was just more about his pain tolerance and a little bit of the swelling, and it was a mild bruise, but we had to be careful with that, and ultimately that was the last 2 days when we weren't here, in some of the workouts with our other coach, and the doctor said, it's up to you, basically, and we were obviously cautious with trying to get him around 20 minutes and move him in and out of there as best we can. But he was quite lively and bouncy, which is a good sign. He'll need some more rest this week to continue to recover from that. But that was a very positive sign. And then to have DJ playing a back-to-back game also coming off, the type of injury he had, can be a bit of scary thoughts go through your mind. But, again, he did well. And he's a week or two away from really getting a rhythm of really opening up the floor for us. And so it was a team effort across the board. This kid was fantastic. Yeah, we'll just build off of that.
I was just going to say, speaking of the blokes next year, Nick Marshall, their pressure tonight on every ball carrier that was on the court. You must be pretty proud to have these blokes setting up for you. Yeah, I mean, they're actually in their roles that we believed that we were going to be in the beginning of the year, which was to bring energy off the bench and some scoring and some shooting. And he's been doing that all year, and he's hard on himself when he doesn't shoot the ball as well as he believes he can all the time, but his energy and passion to go play is second to none, and Marshall's developed into a hell of a player for us and will continue to grow in that role. And so having those kind of guys come off the bench and ready to go, and then Majuk Dang back to where I think he's most comfortable coming off the bench, those are the roles that they should be in to give us energy for their 20 minutes or so that they're on the floor. And he was fantastic. And a quick story about him. He had a situation where a few weeks ago he heard it was on the Boomers list, and he basically shook his head like, I'll never make that team. But I said, hey, it's a heck of an honor. Just keep working. And I don't know, about 2 weeks later, I get a phone call at night, and he says, I made the team. I said, you're damn right. So. Ben, that's going to be pretty pleasing to hear, mate, obviously on the Boomers itself.
Yeah, it's a good honor, but super excited to be a part of that group. But just a lot of credit to the guys here, the coaching staff here, just developing me and a lot of stuff off the court and just being a leader and just trying to develop my game that way. So just all credit to the club here and the coaching staff and my teammates.
Speaking on developing, you're able to put some of the younger guys in. There's always such a roar at my state when you're able to do that, and it must be pleasing to see.
Yeah, the crowd here is crazy. I've been in this league now for 5 or 6 years, and it's always a super tough place to come and win. So just really grateful to be on the other side of it now.
Torches as a player for the last couple of games, the last 5 games, 6 games you lost in a row, last 5 games you lost down here, and then you pulled out a nice performance. Torches, from a player, how did that feel to, one, just cut that streak altogether, but come out tonight in the performance you guys did?
Again, just to the group, like we have such an amazing group of guys. Everyone gets along really well, and I think the biggest thing over this like last 5-6 games is no one's had their head down. We come in every day and we just get back to work, do the same thing. Everyone's supporting each other. Coaching staff hasn't wavered. We just put a game plan together and go back out there and try and get a win. So again, I know from the outside looking in, it's like 6-game streak losing, and tonight's a good way to break it. But at the same time, we haven't felt that way in the locker room. We just get back to work and do the same thing.
Yeah, Ben, I just wanted to go back a little bit in time. I remember the first time I spoke to you was after you were up in Cairns and you first got a chance to play big minutes as an injury replacement player, and now, you're a regular NBL player and getting opportunities, beyond that as well, like Scott touched on. How proud are you that you've just stuck with it, and you're a great example of what hard work can do if you don't give up?
Yeah, it's a great honor to be recognized and make a leap in my career, or whatever you want to call it. But I just really like playing basketball, and very grateful to be around a lot of great players and learn from everyone. And being at Cairns and Southeast, and now here at Tassie, I think my development's just a testament to the people I've been around. And again, I made a big leap here, I think, off the court with the coaching staff, mainly just being in my ear every day and just teaching me stuff I haven't really learned before. So yeah, it's just a testament to the people I've been around, and just really proud and happy to be a part of the Jackies here.
And Scott, after we talked on Friday night about sort of the foul differential in that game, and you knew what you were talking about because it was very different from game to game tonight, and you got the foul line, but also the foul discipline was a lot better. So you're pretty happy with the way you defended tonight?
Yeah, I think in general we had some lapses there, but it was the hands fouls and the touch fouls and the stuff that is a discipline that you just have to carry every single time you play. And when you're in the scrum or you're inside the paint and things are happening, those are fouls that you just have to deal with. But in general, we were better in some areas. We still got a few handsy fouls that we can eliminate as we move forward. But every time we've said, hey, we got to fix something, these guys have been diligent enough to fix it. Now we just can't regress and get back into it. And that's the step moving forward, is continue to ramp up our rebounding, continue to ramp up our foul discipline and ball movement, and those things got to be repeatable. They just can't be every other game or something and think you're going to survive in this league and put any kind of winning streak together or go anywhere.
And sometimes it's as simple as just you look at a much better team when you're actually closer to full strength, aren't you? You look at what Will did tonight, and you're a plus 29 with him out on the court. DJ obviously did a lot of good things, and then that allows Ben to come in and play the role that he does, sort of behind them, and everyone else can play their roles. And sometimes it's as simple as getting healthy and closer to full strength.
Yeah, that's obviously a lot of teams are in that same mode, and the basketball gods are either with you or not, and it can be unkind to you. And if you're just not healthy, it's really hard to put a team out there consecutively. You can survive here and there, and obviously the injuries and the timing and all those things are factors. But there's a lot of teams that would wish they had their full roster available. And my hope is at some point we will see Drimmick back and we will have our full roster. But every time we go to practice, I kind of get on pins and needles because R.C. Carroll's calling me and saying something's happened to somebody, and next thing you know, we're kind of backtracking again. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that we've got past some of this stuff, and I'm sure some guys will get some minor injuries. But there's a lot of teams in the leagues that are struggling through that, and the ones that have been healthy enough with the right guys that have been injured out that aren't as impactful have been able to rise to the top.
It's been a while since you've won at home. How nice was it to actually get to win and celebrate with the home fans tonight or this afternoon?
Yeah, it's always great to be back in this building. The first thing I do when I walk in this building every single time is I look in all four corners, and there's people sitting in them. And you lose 6 games, and you look up there, and the place is sold out again, as it always has been, and the fans are just all about it. And I think ultimately for us, winning obviously is hugely important to just the organization and the appearance of what we do. But I think the fans just love our players and how they go about their work, and staying after these games, whether we've won or lost, and signing autographs and doing all these other things that a lot of teams just don't do. They've endeared themselves to the state, and that's why we defend the island. It is showing up and putting our best foot forward. And we can't always win a championship or play the best that we possibly can, but we can sure show up and live to our standards of what has been established here. And we'll continue to do that in the good and the bad.
Thanks, guys. And just quickly, Albert says hi, he's sitting right next to me.
Okay, beautiful. I love that dog. My daughter loved it too.
Well done, guys. Thank you.
All right, see y'all.